back in 2017, there's a look at the gleaming new Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Check three.
And he'll get this one up to the 26.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Open man is Samuel, complete. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Now they'll run it on the toss. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things off.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Stop your whining.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory. Down at the 33.
Watch you now, Barney. It's our time, guys. It's our time. Take 4. Move.
Back to throw. Brown. He's going to fire one deep left side. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Here's Brown to throw again. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Nice hit, baby. I got 11. I got 11. I'm coming for you. You mine. Hut!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And that is no good. No good. Wide to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Now a chance to take advantage of that missed field goal. 1st and 10, way up at the 37.
Richmond.
Now Watson. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Reset. Check me out. We got 3 downs, so we got to stand up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
All day, I'm here all day. Break. All right, defense, let's go, boys. Check 1-6. Check 4.
Out of the gun, Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it. And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Watson on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
Black man, I feel it.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Foyesade Oluwakan made the tackle there from his safety position.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Let's get it. Black man, I feel it.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. A shotgun snap for Watson. Flush to his right. His throw caught at about the 5. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Everyone got 4 down. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this will go for 5 up to the 33.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
Brown now looking to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's 3rd and 5.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there.
Check. Patriot.
Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
We got 4. Shift. Out. Over. Mike 5-4.
Brown off the play fake. Got his target, Samuel. A good pickup there at 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now Brown from the gun, he'll throw. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
And they'll go on the ground. And an alley to run. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards. First down. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. First and 10 at the 14.
Reset! Watch out!
They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Flag, no, feel it! Reset!
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him 30 yards there.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Slam! Richmond! 36!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give the tackle there to Daniil Hunter.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Here's Watson now on second down. Wide open receiver complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tech McKinley in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? From the gun, here's Watson. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. In for the score. And the Texans will extend their lead. Fairbairn now to add the extra point.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 14-0. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Here we go now. 3-19.
To throw on 2nd down. Brown to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Watch you now, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. They get 14 yards there and a 1st down. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Off the play fake, Brown. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. As his guys are in for 6. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic. But usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Back to throw, Watson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From the 50, it's Watson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? From the gun, Watson eluding the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. And the Falcons going to use another timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Texans send the punter out. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Here's Brown throwing to start the drive. He's going to sling this deep downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Brown now throwing again. Taking a shot for Samuel. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Brown, off play action, taking a shot for Samuel. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Gave a glimpse of his quick feet and then taken down right at the 30. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. And on the ground they go with the running back. And the ball is knocked out, and the Falcons grab it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Over!
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. No, I'm not mad at you for skipping halftime, but can I just have a sip of water real quick? Please, thank you. All right, let's go. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They have the lead, now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Watson operating from the gun. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Now Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to walk into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And an alley to run. Space to run past the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. In for the score. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Point after try forthcoming. And now we're all even. Brand new ball game, tie game.
sense, you're starting over. Tie ball game, everyone's back to even, back to equal. A good job getting back in it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he gets it to the 30-yard line, but the football's not going to stay there. There's a penalty marker down. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Operating from the gun, Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Solid coverage on the play by Devondre Campbell.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Tight dog. Black 99, feel it. Check 59, Mike.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
I got you, 44. I got you, 44.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Going deep for Hopkins. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
Black 99, feel it.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Watson. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have broken the tie. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, and a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Watch it now, Barney!
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
4 down, check. Now let's go. Blue 90.
Now Brown off the play fake. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
I would dare say that these guys will have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. This is brought in at the 21. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And they'll go on the ground. Bust through the tackle. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Come back. Two jet.
Watson. He's going to air one out. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have. Had it. Instead, 2nd down. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And room there to work it inside the 25. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And that's tough duty for a strong safety because truly he's a hybrid type player. A pass defender, which makes him more of a defensive back, but really his tackling ability is like a linebacker. So they don't mind coming up and taking those guys on, but that's a tough task there, taking on the big fella.
Hey, boys, you got 4 down.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Watson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. On the give, this is their fullback. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. To throw is Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Howell. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. To throw on 2nd is Watson. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Again, it's Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Falcons say they have it. They do.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control, and yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Single. Right there, 54.
Following the fumble recovery, Brown. Dancing, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Zach Cunningham, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Off play action, Brown to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
The Falcons on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Atlanta. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down. Watch you now, Barney.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and and dropped it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. And the Texans set to come onto the field. Still a lot that can happen, but you think they get points on this drive, even if it's just 3. Should wrap this one up.
And you got to love their starting field position. So if you're the play caller right now, being on the plus side of the 50, you're thinking exactly what you're saying. Get 3, get out of here with at least...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking left sideline is complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Black 99, feel it. Let's go, D.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Watson now to throw. And incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
4 down. Check, check.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. The gain of 5 that time gives them the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. It's the fullback. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Watch left. Tight, watch left. Detroit!
Here's Brown. Back to the air on second down. He'll rifle this one deep. He's got a man. Complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And that one results in 35 yards. Brown now on 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Brown going to throw again. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And they went for a big play through the air on second down, couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Now Brown, off play action. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And they'll run it here. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. 4 down. Alert. Jim.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And they'll try the ground game here with a running back. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Let's get it. I know you feel that.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Tiger. Come back.
On first down, Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Howell. Touchdown, Houston. As his guys are in for 6, and the Texans will extend their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one good for 10 yards. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
And, partner, when you run the ball on 3rd and 2, you're telling the whole world you've got nothing but confidence in your offensive line and your running.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now You're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. The Falcons on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is third down and 12. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.